Hello, ladies and gents, boys and girls, people of all orientations and sexualities, and welcome back to another Doctor Who review. And today's review is another one split in two. Doctor Who and the Silurians will be first, and then Hungry Earth and Cold Blood. So, without further ado, my friends, let's get into our time machines, grab our Sonics, and get right into the Doctor Who review. Our first story starts when the Doctor and Miss Liz Shaw go investigating a very mysterious missing persons case. A group of miners have gone down into the mine, but have not come back up. Unit Head of Supervisors has been alerted, Mr. Brigadier Lethbridge Alistair Gordon Stewart, and so he brings along his most trusted advisor, the Doctor, to investigate the power fluctuations at the mining facility. And soon the Doctor learns that one of the people working at the facility have known the creatures in the caves. The creatures known as Silurians. The Doctor then bumps into one of these Silurians after looking for the man that goes missing from the mining facility. He doesn't arrive home, and soon enough the Doctor learns of his demise. His lust for knowledge leads him nowhere but to the end of the road. The Doctor then interacts with the Silurians, asking what they want. Half the civilization point out the fact that they want the human race annihilated, absolutely destroyed, whilst the other half just want to be left in hibernation until the Earth is ready for them to return. But soon one of the Silurians lets out a disease so malleable, so infectious to humans that it could wipe them out within days. The Doctor goes back to the mining facility in hopes to use their laboratory to cure the humans of this plague. Meanwhile, a group of rogue Silurians take capture to the Doctor in order to turn off the mining machine and destroy the facility in its entirety. But the Doctor manages to escape, and Liz manages to reconcoct his efforts in order to come up with a cure to the disease and stop it from spreading further than it needs to spread. After managing to escape the Silurians and their capture, and attempting to make a peaceful treaty between the humans and Silurians, the Doctor then proceeds to return back to the Silurian base. But by the time he does, Brigadier Alistair Gordon Lethbridge Stewart has already armed to the nukes to defend Britain's grounds from an alien attack. The Doctor is absolutely infuriated when he finds out that the Brigadier has only gone and blown up the base, for the better or for the worse. But Brigadier, they were a whole intelligent species wiped out. Our next story, Hungry Earth, revolves around a little mining village in Wales. The Doctor and his friends, Amy and Rory, arrive in a village. I'll be honest, I can't name it, but they arrive in the village after the disappearances of a few mining workers. They soon learn that the father of a boy called Elliot has gone missing, and the graves of all the people in the town have also gone missing. Whilst investigating, the Doctor finds that the village is under siege from an unknown species, and then soon or later he finds out that he's met this species before, Homo reptilians. After a few attempts to defend the village, they finally manage to capture one of the creatures in the forest. Her name, Alea, and Alea is part of the Silurian species. She is part of a warrior class and is attempting to come to the surface to attack the humans in order to be killed by one of them and provoke a war. The Doctor won't let it happen, and Alea constantly insults him by saying that she is the last of her species, to which the Doctor says back, "I am the last of mine, so don't insult me. I know how it sits in a heart." And so, from that moment, the pair of them are at odds ends. The Doctor then attempts to go down to the city below in hopes to return Elliot and his father to the surface and make a peaceful treaty between the two species. After reaching beneath the surface, Raztak, the sister of Alea, attempts to attack and assassinate the Doctor and his friends, but due to a governor's intervention, the pair manage to come to a slight halt of resolution. A little ceasefire, you might as well say, for a while. But soon the war begins to re-evolve when the humans emerge between the surface and reveal that Alea has been killed due to the fact that Alea intimidated the mother of Elliot. The Doctor gets frustrated as he hoped to come to a peace with the people of the Silurians and hoped that the human race would both come together and come to a peaceful conclusion. But sadly, this does not come to pass. Half of the story is even narrated by the future governor, explaining that it took 1,000 years for them to come to peace, and that the day that the Doctor lost everything, that day was the worst of all, and a day that the Silurian people should never forget, a day in which they should learn from for 1,000 years. And so the story concludes with them having to escape. Elliot's granddad, who is infected by a deadly sting from Alea, finds himself trapped under the city with his newfound girlfriend, who both decide that they're going to stay until the Silurians are ready again and can come out of hibernation. The governor sets off a deadly gas, meaning that any Silurian that refuses to go to their hibernation pod will be killed. He knows that this is a cause of danger to his people, but he knows it is the right action to take. The Doctor respects him for it and decides to leave. On their attempt to leave, Raztak shoots Rory and causes him to die. But he's not really gone, or is he? As the light of the crack in the universe begins to take hold and begins to consume Rory's body in the process. The Doctor has to take Amy out of the situation, knowing that if she gets touched by the light as well, she may never exist, or never have existed. The group then depart, and Elliot and his family go back to the surface. The Doctor and Amy head off into the TARDIS for yet another adventure in time and space. So now it's for the time you've all been waiting for. Doctor Who and the Silurians, Hungry Earth and Cold Blood. What's the scores? Well, Doctor Who and the Silurians is a great adaptation back from the 70s, which gives you a good definitive start to where the characters are going and what they are. So for that reason, I give Doctor Who and the Silurians a 9 out of 10. Whereas on the other hand, we have Hungry Earth and Cold Blood. Hungry Earth and Cold Blood were very good, but I feel like there could have been more development in Cold Blood, especially about the city, about the people. I just feel like we could have had more characters to be introduced to. But other than that, both stories brilliant. I love the addition of the Earth starting to eat people. For that reason, I give Hungry Earth and Cold Blood a solid 8 out of 10. Thank you everyone for watching, and we will see you in the next Doctor Who review. Until then, stay beautiful, stay amazing, and allons-y.